Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Healing Speaks Chrissy. I'm Chrissy. If you're new here, well, I pretty much talk any and everything related to mental health. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. And thank you so much for, tuning into my content, joining my lives when you can, showing me some love and support. It means the world to me. So thank you guys so much. Those of you who rock with me and support me and give me some love. So yes, thank you. So let's get into the video. For those of you who, are watching my content, watching my videos, you will immediately notice that my scenery is different. I am doing this particular video on my computer. So I have like my special effects and my plant background with my little circle here. So yes, I'm like, let me go on my computer and do this particular topic. Plus, it's because I want to show you all some material to help me with this topic. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do um, this video like this. But let me know if you like this, because I did this before. I did this style of content before on my channel. So if you like this, let me know, that I can be more on my computer, which I actually plan to do anyways. But if you want more of this, I can do another video like this. Okay, so let me know in the comment section. So yes, let's get into the topic. So I'm so glad to finally talk about this topic. One of my lovely subscribers, and you know who you are, mentioned in one of my lives high expectations. Okay. So I'm like, ooh, I need to talk about that. I want to talk about that because that is something that I struggle with my mental illness, with one of my mental illnesses. If you are new to my channel and you're not sure what, and you don't know what one of my mental illnesses are, it's borderline personality disorder, BPD. Okay. And with this mental illness, one of the things that I struggle with is high expectations. Okay. So if you have borderline personality disorder, or if you think you have BPD, and high expectations is something that you do often, then this video is for you. But you know what? Even if you don't have BPD, if you do not have borderline personality disorder, but you still struggle with high expectations, like this is something that you do often, this video is still for you. All right, so let's get into the topic. But before I do, so I'm going to jump between scenes, because like since I'm on my nice, wonderful software, I can jump between scenes and show you guys different things. That rhymed, I know. So yeah, let's just jump into the disclaimer. I want to make sure that I let you all know that I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist. I really want to make sure that I show you my disclaimer page, because I will be showing you some material to help me back up this topic. Okay, I will not read all of this. This is something that I add on all my videos and lives, but yes, I just need to protect my channel. And plus, I need to let you all know that I am not a psychiatrist or a therapist. And if you need some, you know, more deeper advice or recommendations, I would make sure that I tell you to always, talk to a therapist or a psychiatrist or seek some professional help. So yes, that is my disclaimer. Next, I'm going to jump into my agenda. I love this, you guys. I love this. So I want to do an agenda. So if I got to share something with you all that I seen on like a TikTok, some websites, or even if you have a topic that you want me to cover, I want to, show you all what I plan to discuss, so that way you are aware and that you know what's going to be shared to you all. So I did this little agenda thing for you. I love the animation of of this page. So today's topic is about high expectations. Today's date is June 10th. The recording of this video, June 10th. So yes, the first thing I'm going to share with you all is BPD and high expectations. The next is what is impossible standards in BPD. And then last, how to manage expectation cycle. Okay, so that is the lineup for today. I just love this. Look at that. I love that. So let's get into it, you guys. So this is not an article. This is just something that I simply put in Google searches, and it's an AI response. Okay. Now take everything with a grain of salt. Okay. If it does not make sense to you, you do not agree, it does not resonate with you, that is totally fine. Okay. But all I know is when I typed in borderline personality disorder and high expectations, and this popped up for a quick AI view, I'm like, yes, this is me. This is definitely me. And if you resonate with this as well, like this is relatable to you, great. And if it's not relatable to you, understandable. Maybe everything that I plan to share with you on my channel, you may not agree with it or resonate with it, relate to it, and that is okay. So I do have to read a few slides, and I'm like, oh my God, you got to read. Trust me, I don't want to read these slides as well. I'm already setting myself to high expectations reading these slides, telling myself, be perfect when I'm reading this. Don't stumble, don't stutter, read every word perfect. I'm already setting myself high or high expectations for this reading bit. But I promise it's not a lot of slides, okay? So I just want to read it all the way through, and then I'll just go over some things that stood out to me the most. All right, so here we go, you guys. Let's get into it. So in borderline personality disorder, BPD, high expectations are a profound psychological trigger. They often take the form of extreme personal perfectionism or unspoken demands placed on partners and loved ones. These relentless standards frequently fuel intense emotional volatility, fear of abandonment, and relationship conflict. Okay. Next slide. The dynamic of high expectations in BPD operates on two main fronts. Okay. So, number one, socially prescribed perfectionism. The perfectionism social disconnection model. Many individuals with BPD hold themselves to high, impossible standards, falsely believing they must be perfect to be accepted, loved, or safe from abandonment. People pleasing, which by the way, I talked a lot about on my channel, people pleasing. They may go to extreme lengths to meet external expectations, which often leads to emotional burnout, masking their inner turmoil and eventual collapse. Shame and self-criticism. When they inevitably fail to meet these impossibly high goals, it can trigger deep feelings of unworthiness, harsh self-judgment, and shame. This makes me think of the self-sabotaging I've been doing a lot lately that I talked about on my channel. Okay, next slide, number 2. Now we're on number 2. Unrealistic expectations in relationships. The favorite person dynamic. I talked about the favorite person on my channel. So if you're new to my channel or if you haven't seen that video yet, please do. I talked about favorite person. So the favorite person dynamic. People with BPD often project intense expectations into a favorite person. It could be a partner, friend, or therapist. They expect unwavering commitment, perfect understanding, and emotional safety. Unspoken rules. These high expectations are often not communicated verbally. When a loved one fails to meet these invisible standards, it can feel like a devastating betrayal or rejection. Splitting, black and white thinking. If you have borderline personality disorder, I'm sure you are very familiar with this type of splitting, black and white thinking. Okay, so this perceived failure can cause the individual to rapidly shift from idolizing the person to devaluing them completely, leading to turbulent, stormy relationships. Now, this one I searched. It's in response to, let me show you really quick. Let me go back to number 1. So look on the top, number 1, it says here, right under the perfectionism social disconnection model, it says right here, many individuals with BPD hold themselves to impossible standards. So I was curious. Let me come on screen. I was curious. I'm like, what is considered impossible standards to a person with BPD? I didn't know. Like, I just wanted some examples. I was curious. So I just typed in, Google searches, borderline personality disorder and impossible standards. And I got this. Let me go back to that page. I got this. So I'm going to quickly read that and then I'm done. So it says here, when people with borderline personality disorder, BPD, hold themselves to impossible standards, it is typically a maladaptive coping mechanism to manage deep-seated feelings of inadequacy, fears of abandonment, and identity struggles. It operates as a false shield to guarantee safety and prevent perceived rejection. Oh yeah, if you got BPD, The rejection thing hurts. It's hard, really, really hard. And we will go out of our way to prevent rejection. So it says, why does this happen? So, black and white thinking, people with BPD often struggle to see gray areas. If they do not perform a task perfectly, they view it as a total catastrophic failure. A search for control. Perfectionism is a coping strategy. The internal belief is that if they can become flawless, others will not leave them, thus achieving emotional safety and avoiding the deep emptiness often felt with BPD. And then masking internal shame. Because BPD can trigger feelings of worthlessness, the individual may feel compelled to overcompensate in the outside world by striving to be superhuman. This makes me think about a lot how I talked about how, when I'm masking out there in the real world, when I'm masking out there in the real world, I put this mask on and it makes me feel like I have to be superhuman. I even told my therapist this, like, it's like a superpower to just be perfect. And it's definitely like a coping mechanism to hide the flaws and things like that. And I feel like I'm like a superhuman. It's that point right there is really, really interesting to me because I resonate with this so much. I relate to this so much. Okay, let me go back to all right. This is the last slide. So, common examples. These rigid, unachievable standards can manifest across different areas of life, including in relationships, expecting to be perfect, perpetually supportive partner 100% of the time, and experiencing deep emotional distress if they make a mistake or show a flaw. This can also translate into holding partners to impossibly rigid ideals. So these are examples. So at school or work, believing that a B+ grade, a minor typo in a report, or a mild critique from a boss means they are completely incompetent. Ain't that the truth? They call that, what is that? Constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. I can't handle that. I cannot handle constructive criticism. I can't. I will do black and white thinking, and I'll hold grudges. I'll be upset. This is so true to me. I'm telling you, this resonates so much with me. Let me know if this is, if you're relating to this resonates with you, like it's speaking to you. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. So this often leads to over preparation, re-editing, or severe procrastination. And then here in daily productivity, feeling as though every day must be perfectly organized and relentlessly productive. Resting or taking a break is viewed as laziness or proof that they are failing at life. And then here in self-image, expecting to be universally liked by everyone, perfectly regulated, emotionally and consistently knowledgeable about any topic. And then the bottom paragraph, because these standards cannot be met, failing to achieve them often causes intense self-blame, severe anxiety, and emotional spirals. Treatment for this often focuses on developing self-compassion and learning to accept the gray area of life, which is something that a lot of us with BPD suffer with. Okay, accepting the gray area, learning the gray areas of life is something very difficult of those with BPD. Okay, that black and white thinking. So that is it. I do have another slide after this, but I'll show you that later. So now I just want to go over the stuff that stood out to me the most. Let me go back to the beginning and see if anything from this slide stood out the most to me that I want to point out, and let me know once again in the comment section. So that was it, you guys. That's all I wanted to read. Like, I'm low-key beating myself up of how I even read that. Like, how I read those slides is low-key beating me up. Okay, I can hear my thoughts in my head, like, oh, you didn't read that right, you were stuttering. That's the high expectations, the perfectionism. It's just wow. Like, I'm literally having high expectations right now as I'm doing this video. That's how bad it is for me. So let me just skim read. Okay, so nothing from here that I want to point out. But like I said, when I was on this one and I wanted to look at the impossible standards, I was like, yeah, the impossible standards, which again, the impossible standards, going back to that one, um, it says here at the very, very top, hold themselves to impossible standards. It is typically a maladaptive coping mechanism to manage deep-seated feelings of inadequacy, fears of abandonment, which is something that we can't handle. Fear of abandonment. I already did a live talking about fear of abandonment. I'm no longer friends with anybody. I mean, not anybody. I'm no longer friends with a particular person who was in my life at one point. That abandonment. See, the fear of abandonment, though, when you're talking about the fear of abandonment, what we will do is, let me come on the screen. That also talks about rejection. If you're having fear of abandonment, many people, not all of us with BPD, we will manipulate the situation. Yes, we will. Not all of us, but a lot of us are like masters. Yes, we are. We are masters at manipulation. Okay. Because we don't want that fear of abandonment because it hurts, the rejection. A lot of us cannot handle rejection, especially if you're holding yourself to a high expectation that you're perfect. And when someone says like, oh, we can't be friends anymore because you're this, and they point out your flaws, which talked about on this part right here, on the grade school, right here, let me see. It's somewhere in there and it talks about, the flaws and stuff like that. Like if you make a mistake, then you're flawed. I think it's right here on the top. That talks about relationships, but I remember reading that over there. I remember reading over that, like how we will beat ourselves up. And if we're flawed, it's just devastating, really, really devastating. And like I said, especially if you're masking and you think you're being perfect and then someone points out a flaw. I think it is right there. Like when you point out a flaw, like a mild critique right here where it says at school or work and it says a mild critique. Oh no, it's like World War III with us. You're like, what? Me? Like a flaw? The same thing with someone else. If we point out a flaw in someone else, and I saw that also in the slides too, because we also hold other people to high expectations. And when they do not meet these high expectations, these unrealistic, impossible expectations, we will go to the black and white thinking. We'll go from, like I said, idolizing this person to devaluing them, the black and white thinking. Because I don't know if this is everyone with BPD, but for me, like what the slides, like what the slide said, if someone shows a flaw, that's it. It's like one striker out. I will go from loving this person's amazing. And then once they do not meet my high expectations and they show one flaw, just one flaw, and I don't like that flaw, that's it. I will go black and white and I will devalue this person because in my mind, like it also is like a how dare you, like how dare you, I idolize you, you were amazing, you checked off all, we have this invisible check mark. Like when we meet people, not all of us people with BPD, when we meet someone, and if someone checks off the box, like, yes, check, this person did this for me, check, this person's awesome, check. When we check off all these things in the boxes, this is how people also become a favorite person, I believe. Many people fall into this favorite person category, or we make people our favorite person because these people are checking off all the boxes. We're very, like, our minds can be very, I want you to think like a train track, like choo-choo train track. And, the train is on the track going well, but the moment you hit a bump on the train track, you get derailed. That's it. Our minds just spiral once we become derailed. It's like everything in our environment, everything within us, everything, how we view the world, how we view people has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, if there's a flaw or something, even within yourself or a relationship, it is, like I said, World War III. It's devastating. It's really, really devastating. And let me go back to the slides. Give me one. I'm just screen reading real quick. But there's something else while I'm on this page already. I want to go back to where it says a minor typo in a report. I did something over the weekend. This is not too long ago, by the way. This is just Saturday that passed on June 6th. I had some high expectation moments with this. I was doing something like business wise. I had to go to the library, print out something. What I was taking care of, I could see a line. That means sorry you guys, I could see I'm not even sure how long this line was like going down the middle of my face, to be honest. So I just now caught that. But so yes, what I was handling on Saturday was very important business. I had to send something to a legal office and I printed it out and then I folded it. So after I printed these pages out at the library, I folded it in three. So I folded the papers and then I went to the post office so I can mail this like a certified mail with return of receipt. So when I went to the post office, the lady at the counter told me to grab one of those Nella I think they call them Nella folders, those orange folders that are kind of tall. And I'm like, wait a minute, she's gonna put my documents in this, but I already folded it. Why is she not putting my documents in a regular white envelope? I was thinking it's gonna be in a regular white envelope, which is why I folded it. But she had that Nella folder that was tall that could have, put my papers in without the folds. That beat me. That tore me up. It, that's why I'm thinking about minor, like a minor, something that minor like that. It just made me think about my high expectations of, or just making a mistake. Like, oh man, I'm just beating myself up pretty much, which makes me think about this point right here. When not on this page, it's something else. I don't think I'm going to find it, to be honest. I'm just going to be skipping through things, but yeah, that really just ate me up. I just kept thinking about like, dang, I should have never folded this. Um, so I was devaluing. Let me see if I can find that. I think here it is. Yes, yes, yes. So shame and self-criticism, okay, says when they inevitably fail to meet these impossibly high goals, it can trigger deep feelings of worthiness, harsh self-judgment, and shame. So that right here is like self-sabotaging, or devaluing yourself, which is a split, by the way. If you have BPD, this is actually a split. It's the devaluing, the devaluation split. And I was beating myself up about this because I'm like, man, I should have never folded the paper. I should have just kept the paper nice and crisp and unfolded so it can be really nice in the Nella folder. I'm still thinking about like, why you couldn't just put this letter in a regular white envelope. I already folded it. So I'm like, man, now things like that, setting myself, being hard on myself, harsh, like it says down here, harsh self-judgment. And then it's just like the self-criticism and things like that. So yeah, that was a whole mess on Saturday. So even me talking about it now just makes me think about like, why did I fold that paper up? Let's see what else I want to point out. So let me know in the comment section. Like I said, if you can relate to this with high expectations. So let's see what else I want to talk about on here. I want to also bring up the unspoken rules. This is so true, you guys. It says here, these high expectations are often not communicated verbally. This makes me think like we don't even go, like when we build relationships with people, we don't tell them these high expectation rules, where it says here unspoken rules. We create a lot of rules, don't we? We create a lot of rules and we do not verbally communicate these rules to people. These are just rules in our head, and we want these people to make sure that they're following the rules, right? And it's not fair because when these people are breaking our rules, we get upset, right? We get upset. If you consider yourself the traditional classic type, you may lash, okay? If you consider yourself the quiet type like me, and by the way, quiet and classic BPD, they're not official diagnosis. These are just labels that we call ourselves. But I consider myself the quiet type. So when someone breaks my rules, I will shut down. That's why I consider myself the quiet type. I internalize everything. So you won't even be able to tell that I'm upset. I will still talk, but I will shut down. You can tell that my demeanor has changed, but I consider myself the quiet type. And that is what happens when people are, showing when they have a flaw. And like I said, if they're not if they break my rules. And it's not fair. And it's hard for us to, like, when this is happening at the moment, we're not thinking, oh, that's not fair to that other person. We're not thinking that, right? We're just like, okay, you broke this rule, you showed a flaw, and now we're mad. Now we're going to devalue you. And that sucks. I know it does. And it's not fair to that person because, like, hey, they'll be like, why are you mad? Why are you mad at me? You didn't tell me. You did not tell me. So why are you mad? So these unspoken rules, it's just wow. So let's keep going. When a loved one fails to meet these invisible standards, I like that word, invisible standards, so true. It can feel like a devastating betrayal or rejection. When people are breaking our rules, it feels like a betrayal or rejection to us. And like I said, it's not fair though, because these people do not know. They don't know. It's invisible standards that we're giving people. It's invisible. And a lot of them are high expectations. Okay. Let's see here. Just reading through here. I think right here, I was looking for this part when I was like about the letter thing that I did on the library. Here it is. So, like, it says, why does this happen? So, black and white thinking. People with BPD often struggle to see gray areas if they do not perform a task perfectly. So, there it is. I did not perform a task perfectly by folding up the paper. Okay. Folding up that paper, not the paper, the letter. It made me feel like a failure. They view it as a total catastrophic failure. And that's exactly what it felt like to me. As soon as I saw that I was able to put that letter in that Nella folder without folding it, it just ate me up. The black and white thinking, the self-criticism. Another thing I want to point out that I see. Okay, yeah, this is also important to bring up. So the bulletin right underneath that one, a search for control. This one's so interesting. A search for control. Like, wow. Perfectionism is a coping strategy. The internal belief is that if they can become flawless, wow. So if we think that we can become flawless, others will not leave us, right? Others will not leave them. Thus, achieving emotional safety and avoiding the deep emptiness often felt with BPD. So it makes me think of when I said that we go out of our way to make sure that we are perfect so that we will not feel that abandonment, that, when that, because we know that fear of abandonment follows. So we put on this mask. We want to be perfect, especially to the favorite person. I never assign anybody as a favorite person. I talked about this on my channel, but we will mask ourselves. We're like chameleons. People with BPD were like chameleons, which is why it also said identity in the beginning. If you see on that, well, I don't want to go to that slide, but on that slide, it said identity. And a lot of that is because when we mask and be perfect for that person that we are idolizing, we can lose our identity. Okay. And we will go all our way. We will tell somebody, whatever you like, I like that too. Whatever's your favorite color is, that's my favorite color too. So that is what that is saying to me. I could be wrong, but that is what that is saying to me. When it says here that we will go out of our way, where it says the internal belief is that if they can become flawless, others will not leave them, thus achieving emotional safety and avoiding the deep emptiness often felt with BPD. I swear that's what I think of. I think of us being chameleons. We're always changing ourselves. We're constantly changing ourselves with whoever we meet, especially if it's someone that we idolize. This is not for everyone. This is definitely with our partners, people that we idolize, your favorite person, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. Okay. We will mold ourselves. We will mold ourselves to what they like. We will become as perfect as possible. And some people with BPD will say, how do you want me to be? Tell me how you want me to be. Am I lying? This is not for everyone with BPD, but we have some people with, borderline personality disorder will mold themselves, will literally ask a person, how do you want me to be? Tell me, and I will do it, because of the fear of abandonment. The rejection hurts. So we will mold ourselves, put on a mask, become perfect and flawless. Like, maybe if I'm flawless and perfect, this person won't leave me. Sounds like manipulation. I told you, a lot of people with BPD, not all of us, masters of manipulation. Yes, we are. Okay, let me see if I see something else. But yes, let me know if something pointed out to you with these slides. Like, yep, I definitely want to know in the comment section. I think I was going over this page a lot already. Yeah, I think that's about it. That stood out to me the most. Let's see, expecting to be perfect. Show flaws. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I want to talk about on these slides, you guys. So that is it. That is all that I have. I do have one more slide to show you. I just want to make sure if I wanted to talk about anything that stood out to me the most. Yeah, I think that's about it, you guys. So just remember, once again, let's go to the beginning. It says here, no, not this page. It says here, you guys, the dynamic of high expectations in BPD. Okay, so if you have borderline personality disorder and high expectations is something that you oftenly do, then always remember that it operates on two main fronts. Okay, number one is socially prescribed perfectionism, and number two, you guys, is unrealistic expectations in relationships. Okay, so always do your research. Okay, like I said, this is not from a website, this is just a Google search. All I did was type in borderline personality disorder and high expectations, and this is what it gave me. Now it resonated to me. I relate to this. It was like explaining me, like, this is me, I go through this, and yes, this is it. If you don't agree, if it doesn't resonate with you, things like that, hey, that's still okay. But yes, I have reached the end now. I just want to quickly show you this. You could take a screenshot of this because I don't want to make it sound like I'm teaching you. So I put on here how to manage the expectation cycle. You could take a screenshot and work on this on your own. But yes, so I would just read this. So DBT, this is something that I've taken before. I've taken DBT. It took like 5 years for me to complete DBT. It's like 4 modules. So like I said, this is how to manage the expectation cycle. So if you want to manage this high expectation cycle, this is what is recommending. Always consult with your, psychiatrist or therapist. Take it with a grain of salt and things like that. But I just wanted to show this to you all so that way I don't leave you empty handed. I don't want to leave you guys empty handed. And that is what I used to do too. I think I did that when I made videos like this, that I showed you guys ways to work on ourselves and things like that. Because I am a channel of healing. I'm a channel of healing, and we got to heal from this. If we have this high expectation thing going on with us with BPD, or even if you don't have BPD and high expectations is something that you suffer with, then yeah, I want to make sure that I, at least show you a way how to heal from this. I'm a channel of healing. So DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, dialectical. That is interesting to say. Dialectical behavior therapy, and then clear communication and self-validation. Okay. So yes, take a screenshot of this, and yeah, that is it. Let me show you guys I did my little closing. So where's my closing? Hold on. All I gotta do is hit refresh. Hold on. Okay, forget it. My closing page is acting funny. So let me come to the screen. I have to just refresh that. A pure black screen. Wow. So that is it, you guys. That is all that I have for you with this video topic, with this topic about high expectations, borderline personality disorder, and high expectations at that. I hope you like this video. I kind of did feel like I was all over the place. See, I'm beating myself up. See, I'm beating myself up, setting myself to high expectations already. I just felt like I was all over the place because I had to go through those slides and point pick what I wanted to talk about. I should have had that written down or something, jotted down on my note app. But anyways, I'm just glad I finally did this video and talked about high expectations, and I want to work on myself with that. And so yes, let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you agree, or if this resonated with you, if you relate to this, if they're like, no, this is me. Yes, this is me with high expectations. I struggle with this too. Then let me know in the comment section. Let's get the comments going, and let me know if you want me to do my videos like this. I think I like this. Let me know, because I'm always usually just doing videos standing up and then talking to the camera, but I like this. I really, really do. So let me know if you also like this as well. And that way I can do this. Let me try to refresh my page. Nah, never mind. So if you have a topic okay, that you want me to go over. If you saw an article on the internet, it has to be mental health related. Let me know and I can cover that. Okay. It has to be mental health related though. And I can cover that. Maybe I may not cover it. It just depends on the topic. Okay. I may not cover all topics. It depends. So definitely let me know. My email's right there. healingspeakschrissy@gmail.com. Say, hey, can you talk about this? Yeah. So a lot of you guys subscribe to my channel because I was talking a lot about BPD. So if you want my advice or my take on something about BPD, let me know. So that is it. That is all that I have for you. And so thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, I always say this in every video, just at least like the video, okay? I'm not trying to have people subscribe to my channel if they don't think they can benefit from it. But if you do subscribe to my channel, I highly thank you. So yes, that is all that I have for you. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.